Hello everyone, I am Renowned Zero and we are back again talking about the Rippaverse and Eric July's latest announcement launching today. We're going to talk all about that as well as the aftermath and the absolute retarded moronic takes that your typical Rippaverse detractors would have and all the coping and seething and molding that is going to take place possibly within the next 2 to 3 days over this, because you know certain people on YouTube are going to absolutely have 6+ hour live streams over this because that's all they can do now for revenue rather than just sticking to, I don't know, drawing their late indie comics. But this is a teaser trailer that Eric did put out. I assumed this was going to be a Bloodroof number 2 announcement with all the lava effects and the fire and of course the wolves that were there and the red text. So I assumed it may have been a Bloodroof number 2 announcement, but it was in fact yet another collaboration with Todd McFarlane to create the Rippaverse's Primeval action figure line, starting of course with the flagship character himself, Isom, with the Isom 7-inch action figure pre-order collection being available for 114 days, it would seem. So get in on that where you fit in. It is absolutely hilarious watching these guys twist themselves into a pretzel, trying to figure out what exactly is happening right in front of their very eyes and coming up with stupid conspiracy theories over what is actually happening over at the Rippaverse. Now, of course, we had the trailer that did pop up. You had things that, Rippaverse Comics and McFarlane introduces a brand new toy line. Now, keep this in mind as we go further into the video. The Rippaverse Primeval, that is the name of the toy line. Again, keep that in mind as you watch the video because you will understand why it is important for the rest of the video. You will notice that it says Isom right on the box. That's another thing I want you guys to keep in mind as you're watching this video. So it's a 7-inch scale ultra articulation with 22 moving parts, 2 exchangeable heads, 6 extra hands, and a base, and a 5-panel display box, which is basically an open box where you can actually display the figure. It'll probably have a see-through glass, well, not glass, with a plastic window, so that you can display it by just simply opening up the box. Now, the first thing I did was say, let the cope, seething, and molding commence. This is pretty awesome to see, especially from McFarlane, because I know that McFarlane figures have very high quality, has been in the toy business for quite some time, probably about 3 to 4 decades, and I recently got the Medieval Spawn figure, which looks absolutely fantastic. I also grabbed the remastered original Spawn figure that he did, I think back in 2020, and that figure looked absolutely great, especially considering that it had an articulated cape for that figure. I said you can come to expect actual quality from these figures. And of course, who do you guys think was the first person to say the most moronic thing out of the side of his neck? Oh yes, it was of course good old Lumpartsy. The guy who isn't doing anything else with his time outside of obsessing over me, obsessing over the Rippaverse, obsessing over anybody who hovers around the Rippaverse or supports the Rippaverse or likes the Rippaverse. So of course the first thing you're going to say, of course, is that it looks like junk, even though you literally had Cybercuck figures that look like absolute dog water. They were absolute dog water. They were reviewed and confirmed to be made of absolute cheap shit. So I say looks better than Cybercuck toys for $35 a pop and your trash furry art, because apparently you're working on 3 comics even though you literally have taken your time out of your day to comment on something that you clearly don't care about, which just tells me straight up that you have no life. McFarlane is junk now and I laugh a bunch. Stop obsessing over everything Rippaverse. It's unhealthy. Because that's the type of person or people that we're dealing with. We deal with people every single day that constantly obsess over this company for no real reason other than just, I guess, for hate clicks that get them absolutely no money in their pocket whatsoever. But you had other clowns like good old sly Tony Sylvester, the guy who works in bail bonds, something nobody really cares about. And he goes on to say, what's primeval about Isom? I mean, good luck peddling your wares, but my baseline assumption is that Isom is now going to have every adjective in the dictionary in front of his name to avoid paying the ministry while at the same time pretending it's somehow organic. Yes, because all that money you guys claim that is spent on marketing, apparently the growth and the new opportunities that the Rippaverse and Eric July are getting isn't somehow isn't organic somehow, according to you. And for you to sit there and say the dumbest thing like this, claiming that it's an adjective, that the primeval is an adjective, when it literally is in the trailer, as I said to you guys before, that it's literally in the trailer where it says, a brand new toy line, Rippaverse Primeval. So the dumbass couldn't take 2 seconds to figure out that this isn't an adjective for ISOM. It is the name of the toy line that it is being placed under. Because the people who apparently are so high up there in the business world have the worst reading comprehension I've ever seen in my life. Walker Toxic Ranger says the ministry has no claim to the ISOM name. They don't. They haven't had any claim to the name since the lawsuit was settled amicably. And the fact that you keep pushing this narrative is retarded. 100%. Yeah, show me the terms of the settlement, otherwise you're full of crap. Also, that name is terrible. The burden of proof is on you, you freaking low IQ individual. You are the person that claimed that there is something being done where Eric doesn't have to pay the ministry. You made the claim. The burden of proof is on you. Present the evidence or shut the fuck up. Simple as that. As Zay says here, you're the one making the claim about the settlement. You need to prove it. The organization is non-profit, so they have to post their taxes online. There's a line item for licensing on their income statement you could look at to see if they ever got paid anything since the suit. Read what I actually wrote, not what you want it to be. That would probably help you understand why your statement doesn't correspond to what I said. You are the one that asked for proof when you made the claim. You are the one that made the claim, dumbass. Everyone can see it. Except you, because you're low IQ. I read what you wrote. You're assuming that everything related to ISOM needs an adjective to differentiate. So you're the one that needs to show the settlement when challenged on that. ISOM 2 and 3 happened after the suit. No adjective. So if you were right, you'd see payments. You didn't comprehend it or you didn't read it to your point. No, you're just a dumbass who said something stupid and now you're being questioned on it and called out on it. Proven wrong and you hate it, so you're shifting the goalpost. Show me the terms of the settlement. Again, you're the one who needs to back up the assumption being challenged. However, I gave you a way to verify it without even having to access the terms. Or having access to the terms. No, you did it because we don't know the terms of the settlement. But then you're making assumptions about it. Even though it's already been settled that the the trademark wasn't infringed upon, you freaking moron. We already have this information that the trademark was not infringed upon. Whether or not you choose to accept it because you're an idiot who really has no real investment in this outside of your drama and blood sports garbage that you're performing here, why do you care? Why are you always concerned about someone else's pockets like a total bitch? The settlement was December 2023. ISOM 3 released 1.5 years later, likely not in production. The name has been used multiple times, sans adjective since then. In fact, it's been used for this toy since Primeval refers to the toy line, not the ISOM figure, because he's literally that stupid. He doesn't understand or how to watch a trailer and get the information he's looking for. He's literally that stupid. But then you have other clowns. Normally, this guy is a clown. But he goes on to say, sorry, can't spin this, but this is an absurdly huge win. It's not even debatable. Well, looks like I'll have that Lillian figure eventually. How is it a win to sink whatever production costs into a bland character for a stagnant or more likely receding fan base? Again, you are a comic tourist. I've said this plenty of times. You guys are morons who don't understand that the second issue of 99% of comic books don't sell more than the first issue. You don't know what the production cost is. You're claiming it's a bland character because you're too retarded to know anything about the character because you consistently ask other people about the character. So clearly you don't know how to read properly on how to understand the character within itself. So your opinion is irrelevant. You're very much latching onto other people right now, including myself, or trying to latch onto me, looking for some relevance that you've never had. You're trying to become semi-relevant. You were never relevant, ever. We don't know the production costs. I'm not going to speculate whether he does or doesn't have the money to make this. Obviously, he has the money to make this because he has to license out the IP to be made for the toy line. McFarlane is a big name in the toy community. It's a huge win. It proves the critics about his business, quote-unquote, dying any minute now that they'll be waiting longer on that fake news. Wow! 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 It took him this long to figure that one out. Having the McFarlane name means there will be new interest in the Rippaverse from outside Eric's fan base, as long as it's properly marketed in toy and comic communities. Lastly, it legitimizes the Rippaverse brand. Todd wouldn't waste time on this if it wasn't. I mean, he already made a Yaira statue with McFarlane. Are we forgetting Young Isom and Yaira? That didn't sell out. Young Isom was Iron Studios, you fucking dumbass. It wasn't McFarlane. And again, it doesn't matter whether or not it's sold out. First things first, the Young Isom statue only had 500. I think at least 300 of those sold already. Yaira, same thing. I had a very low production cost, a very low production number. Who cares if it didn't sell out? People still bought it. Again, statues are a hard sell for the most part. There are people who are not buying the $600 Spawn statue that came out recently, like last year. And Spawn is a very popular character, one of the most popular in indie comics. So what are we talking about exactly? What is the Rippaverse Primeval thing? Is this an upcoming storyline? You are, again, one of those people who literally pocket watch and watch everything the Rippaverse does with your butt buddy Fraud Tony, and you still don't understand how to read a video. It's just a toy line name like Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, DC Multiverse, etc. Gotcha. It's good to have a toy guy around to ask about such things. Because you're a fucking moron. You are literally a moron. All you had to do was watch this video for about, I don't know, 17 seconds? And you would have figured out this answer. It would have taken you 17 seconds, but you hang around dumb people. You hang around stupid people. So of course you don't know how to read or listen or watch a video. Most likely, Eric is legally prohibited from just putting Isom on the box. Bro, do I need to zoom in for the dumbasses out there? Bro, Isom is literally on the box right there. Right there. It's very clear as day. It's right there. You even have cover A of Isom 1 inside the box here. It's very clear as day. Like, are you even? It's even on the front of the box. It says Isom. This is the toy line, because on a Marvel Legends toy, it would say Marvel Legends on the top, and it'll say the character's name on the bottom. Are you stupid? Are you legitimately stupid? Yes. Most of these people are legitimately stupid individuals. Due to the confusion with the ministry that caused the lawsuit and has to include another adjective to be legally distinct enough. Quote-unquote young, which is just a young depiction of Isom, that's why the word was used, but you're too stupid to know that as always. And Primeval are just ways of getting around paying for the name. Again, it's the name of the toy line, and the name is right there. Oh, there's the inside. It's right there. Clear as day. It's right there. You cannot legitimately be this stupid, but I guess you are. I guess these guys really are, bro. It is absolutely crazy to me how stupid these people are, bro. You even have Chloe calling out this nonsense. If Primeval, quote-unquote, is supposed to be an adjective to separate Isom for legal reasons, I demand an explanation for this image from the trailer. The Isom name does not have Primeval next to it. Oh, look at that. It's right there. It's right freaking there, bro. Even 2A James says they are seeing what they want to see. Rippaverse Primeval is the name of the toy line. These people don't even watch a 90-second video. It's like how G.I. Joe had the Sigma series or the Transformers had the Beast Wars line. It's a pretty fitting name, actually. Seems more like a toy line name. Plus, Primeval most likely has to do with the early stages of Rippaverse characters. If I had to guess, it'll be any characters that are in the omnibus first 3 years, and a new toy line name will be made for characters made after that. Seems like everybody else can figure it out, but these guys can't. The video literally says, brand new toy line, Rippaverse Primeval, and you somehow think that the Primeval title is in regards to Isom specifically. Bro, you got cooked. You just got cooked in two statements. You got cooked. This guy's a literal dumbass. Primeval is the line of toy. Holy shit. Bro, like, there's no way you're this dumb. Why is the toy line called Primeval? Here's the definition of primeval for stupid people. I even go on to say they always want to move the goalposts, bro. It's unreal, all this fake outrage that continues to happen. Good lord, people are stupid. But then you have other people like this. Will the Isom figure come with his iconic couch? Good job, bro. You got 4 likes in 4 hours. And yet we have another face for Isom. I hope not. I want to see Dominican Isom. Bro, you can't even make one character out of the 40 characters that allegedly you were going to make that were better than any of the characters of the Rippaverse, even though you would basically be saying you're making better characters than even, like, Chuck Dixon. What are we talking about exactly? Oh, who is he responding to, you ask? Oh, yeah, it's SEETHE Advanced Skyver. It's good old Throat Goat Frog Daddy. Congrats to Rippaverse for getting into action figures. This is the dream. Comics are great, but I was always daydreaming about Cyberfrog and Salamandroid being toys. Good luck. Yeah, you made a bunch of PVCs, and your toys were junk. This is one of EVS's mods. Clearly gay. Another great one is this. I thought Isom wasn't supposed to have the cross on his belt. Bro, the cross isn't copyrighted or trademarked. And the cross is part of the character. You fucking moron. These are the guys that try to tell you that nobody read Isom. That nobody read this book. That nobody knows this character. But for some reason, they sit here and tell you things that are so obvious. Like, yes, of course there's supposed to be a cross. The cross can't be copyrighted or trademarked, you freaking moron. Good lord, man. It's like, I don't understand why people are so stupid in their way of thinking. They could have the facts literally laid out for them and still not get it. You cannot be this stupid, bro. I'm sorry. You really can't. But yeah, if you want to pick one up, $40 seems about right for a McFarlane. Somewhere between usually 30 and 40 is how much a McFarlane normally would cost. But yeah, they have just a regular one, the signature one. You can get one of each. They have an exclusive Isom Dokuman card for it. The duality set, which gets you the young Isom statue and the figure. You could get all 3, so you could get the Yaira statue and the figure. Or sorry, it's all 2. It's 2 things. Yaira statue and the figure. You could get the young Isom statue. You can get some, you can get a 3-pack of all 3 books here. And that's about it for the collection. So I find it so interesting, as always, that these guys are so low IQ and so dependent on just talking crap about something they clearly don't care about all the time. They are such miserable individuals, and this is how they always spend their time. Talking about the things that they hate rather than talking about the things that they like. Thank you all for checking out this video. Really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, smash the like button, comment below if you feel about this, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications, set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video or go live on the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.